the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 2 minutes past the hour. Yours truly, Joe Dupree in the building. Hashtag truth be told. We'll be back tomorrow at its regular time, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Central Time, which is 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Eastern Time. But because the brother overslept, I'm just gonna call it what it was. It was my early morning, stay in bed, stay in bed. Not your early morning, get up, wake up, wake up. Not on this 20th day of August, man. I decided to lay it down. I did. I heard in the background, I heard some David Banner, and all I heard was lay it down, and I laid it down. But good morning, family. Good morning. 3 minutes past the hour. I am Solo Bolo. Welcome to JD Live. Maybe I just needed to do a broadcast all by myself. Though I did send out messages to all my friends that I'm sorry I overslept. I will be on. They may jump in, they may not. But if they don't, I am here by myself. And I want to say, first of all, the brother Bowtie, Antonio Cope, I need everybody who's listening, everybody who's in, to keep him and his family in prayer. As his mother is recovering in the hospital from a stroke. Want to keep him lifted up, his mother lifted up for total restoration, that she is healed and whole. I'm in here Solo Bolo, y'all. It's JD Live. I ain't new to this, true to this. So I do a podcast called hashtag Truth Be Told / JD Live, and a good friend of mine who is a consultant in podcasting and radio said, man, you need to go back to doing 2 hours. And I keep telling him, I said, man, look, the Lord told me to do 1 hour. Obedience is better than sacrifice. All right, I needed that coffee badly, like some of you. I do community coffee because I'm in Louisiana. I think community coffee is some of the best tasting coffee on this planet. The only time I don't do community coffee is when I go to a place on South Pierce called Black Cafe. My man Trey, good brother, owns the place. It is a great coffee shop. So if you're ever in Lafayette, Louisiana, go to Black Cafe and get a cup of coffee. Tell them Joe Dupree sent you. It is 5 minutes past the hour. There is a lot in the news, a lot to talk about, a lot locally, a lot at the state level, and a lot at the federal level. And since this is JD Live, your early morning, get up, wake up, your place for conversation that gives elevation, a part of community conversation. I'm broadcasting live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Good morning to all my people on the gram. Good morning to all my people out there in YouTube land. It is time to get up, wake up. 5 minutes past hour. Locally, and every time I say locally, in the back of my head, I hear Snoop Dogg. And I hear the song. You remember the song? With so much trouble in the LBC, it's kind of hard being Snoop D-O-double-G. Every time I look at local situations and local issues, I hear so much jealousy, envy, and beef in my local area amongst folk, amongst all kind of folk. Many a times when I begin to look at lives and listen to people talk, I hear Rodney King saying, why can we not all just get along? Today, I may dive down that rabbit hole and make it clear. I know why we can't get along, because some of you just love drama. I don't want to get along. You want drama. Drama gives you an audience. Drama gives you a platform. Drama gives you click, like, and share. And once again, I'll tell folks, I've been doing podcasting, broadcasting lives for decades. For those of you who don't know what a decade is, it's 10 years or more. I have been doing this. I have been on lives. I've been in the media, microphone, television, video business since over 30 years. So I'm not new to this. And even in the monetization of whatever the word is, because some words I'll mess up, you know that. When it comes to monetizing these lives and Facebook and these broadcasts, you know, I too get a few coins here and there. Nothing major, especially off of these lives, these positive, uplifting, informational lives. I don't get a lot of coins from. Now, I too I do a video gaming platform, which I don't talk about a lot because I don't have to talk about it. What is understood don't have to be explained. It, my friend, it does what it needs to do. And it makes me laugh that if I come on here and give good, wholesome instruction and information, if I give you things to think about, not a lot of people log in. Not a lot of people get on board. And I always laugh about that. But you let me get on here with some fights or some drama or some people showing their bodies or some conversation that is controversial, and baby, the numbers will get ridiculously high. And it just makes me ask myself, like I said, every time I begin to look at issues in my local area and folks on social media going at each other, I always hear Snoop in the back of my head going, with so much trouble in the LBC. Got a hard being Snoop, yo, double G. And I say, why is there so much drama and so much hatred and so much crazy conversation out there? But honestly, that's what's going on at the highest levels of government and the highest levels of individuals who are out there in the world. It's just drama. And Rodney King said, God bless his soul, why can't we all just get along? Because some folks just love drama. Drama is the thing. I think some people are so immersed in drama. So some people are so much immersed in gossip and conversation that is negative that they don't know how to have a positive conversation. I literally had to look at somebody's live and say, have I ever seen them get on live and say something that uplifted the community without them downing somebody? I say that again. Have I ever seen some of your lives where you literally, from beginning of live to end of live, uplift the community, give people good, wholesome instruction and information that makes people's lives better without you shooting at somebody in a manner of throwing shade? I'm just curious. I mean, have sometimes I say some folks don't know how to have a 10-minute conversation without that 10-minute conversation being full of drama, because they are addicted to drama like some of us is addicted to coffee. Some of you are addicted to alcohol, cigars, drugs, sex. They are addicted to drama. If drama's not going on in their life, they are not living. And like I said, I wake up mornings, evenings, many a times when I see the drama that's going on social media, through lives, through memes, through posts, through people going at each other. I'm telling you, in the back of my head, I'm hearing Snoop. So much drama in the LBC, kind of hard being double G. I'm like, it's hard being me with all this drama going around me. But I somehow, some way, keep coming with. Y'all know the song. Y'all know the song. Good morning, family. Good morning. 11 minutes past the hour. Welcome to JD Live. And I've noticed it seems to be we're in a society where everybody wants to put everybody's dirty laundry out on Front Street. And that's, on this 20th day of August, as I come in here with JD Live, hashtag Truth Be Told will return tomorrow at its regular time. I overslept. I'm just human. I'm sorry, family. Normally we're on here. Normally we're either in overtime, overdrive right now, or we are the show is over. But I overslept, so I'm going to go an hour by myself solo from now until the top of the hour. It's 12 minutes past the hour, and I just wanted to get on here and say, listen, it is Wednesday. Work it out Wednesday. I didn't work it out this morning. No, sir. I overslept big time. Like some of you, I held on to that pillow tight. But now I'm up in here because my day actually starts in the other capacity of the other jobs that I do, plural, that is, jobs that I do. They start at 9 a.m. Central Time. And tomorrow we will begin to take this show on the road. Be exact, Friday, the show will be broadcast live from Atlanta, Georgia. We will be in Atlanta, Georgia for the SWAC MEAC Challenge as the Southern University Jaguars take on the North Carolina Central Eagles as college football is back, y'all. It will be broadcast live Saturday night on ABC. Yours truly, Joe Dupree, along with Todd Sterling. Catch the Jaguar Football Show. I got to put it out there. Got to. Let me get it right quick. I told you. I overslept big time. Big time. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me. But the Jaguar Football Show returns for all my Southern University Jaguar fans who are out there. We will be back giving you everything that is Southern University football. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. So we will be returning. We will start off with the SWAC MEAC Challenge, which will be in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend. A lot of Southern University Jaguars are getting ready to travel to Atlanta. Be careful on the highways and byways. Be careful as you fly at the airports. Want to see you make it there safe and sound and make it back. So we'll be in the building. It's the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves. Yours truly, Joe Dupree. I am the sideline reporters giving you everything that's going on with our student athletes at Southern University. It's the first game of the season. It has already been predicted that Southern will have a great football season this year. I believe they will. I believe that the hype that is out there will be proven, and it will start with a victory at the SWAC MEAC Challenge as they will come victorious against the North Carolina Central Eagles. It's going to be a game, y'all. It's going to be a game, and I think we've got the offense and the defense to do what needs to be done to take us all the way to a SWAC championship this year. You heard me. I said it. You can quote me on it because that's what I believe. So y'all catch the Jaguar Football Show. Coach Terrence Graves, airtimes and replays. You got Fox 44, Pelican Broadcasting, DTV. Also, they are on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can catch us on all those platforms. It's the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves. All right, family. Look, it's 15 minutes past the hour. Hurricane season is in full effect for those of you who have not been paying attention. And for those of you living on the East Coast, y'all not dealing with Aaron because Aaron's not really coming your way, but the waves that Aaron is sending your way. And don't get me wrong, if you are around the New York, Boston area and going up toward Quebec and Halifax and all that, you may get some inclement weather from Aaron because Aaron is now from being here in Louisiana, hurricanes ain't nothing new to us. To be exact, there's a hurricane called Katrina. We're still recovering from Katrina. Many, many years later. And family, let me say something. You got to pay attention to these storms. You got to pay attention and you got to be prepared. So right now, while it is calm and nothing's going on, you got to get yourself in a posture that if a storm comes, what do I need if I have to hurriedly or quickly get away from where I'm at to get to a place of safety? There's certain things you may need. I think people found that out during Katrina. Welcome to JD Live, your early morning get up, wake up. It's even for me to get up and wake up because I needed to get up and wake up, and I didn't get up and wake up at my regular time. That's why hashtag Truth Be Told with the early morning wake up crew is not here because I overslept big time. But we will return tomorrow for Turn Up Thursday as we get ready to take it on the road heading to Atlanta, Georgia. Friday, we will broadcast live from the ATL. I don't know if I'm going to broadcast live from Morehouse. I don't know if I'm going to broadcast live from Clark, Atlanta. I might be broadcast live from downtown Atlanta. But I'm going to be in the ATL, and I'm going to find a nice place to broadcast live from. And we're going to broadcast live, hashtag Truth Be Told, JD Live in Atlanta. We'll be in the building, giving it to you just the way you like it. As we get ready to kick off collegiate football with week 0 on ABC. as the SWAC MEAC Challenge will be going down in Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning to everyone. Share this with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. 18 minutes past the hour. Yours truly, Joe Dupree, in the building with JD Live. Listen, oh my goodness, there's so much I want to say, and I don't know even where to come from. So I'm trying to have 1 hour of calm conversation where I set the example of all conversation ain't got to be dramatic. All conversation ain't got to be crazy. Conversation can be inspiring, elevating, and informational. Speaking of which, school is back in session. School is back in session. And to my people, especially in Louisiana, to my people, remember school zones. School zones. Now, I want to talk about something because people are talking about photo and sports enforcement cameras in my area all over the place. They're talking about photo speed enforcement. And I'm confused if the children are important. This is just me. I had to think about this because you got to understand, I am in law enforcement, but I'm on the public information side of law enforcement. Now, I am a law enforcement officer, and I understand and have the utmost respect for my brothers and sisters that are out there patrolling every day. Because patrol officers, I'm gonna ring the bell for y'all. I'm gonna hit this, and y'all gonna get a round of applause. Good morning, brother Eddie Barnett. How you doing this morning? Y'all deserve that. People who put on that uniform and go out there and protect and serve our communities, they deserve that. But in my area, there's a lot of conversation about speed enforcement cameras. And I'm trying to figure out what's the problem if the kids are that important. Because wouldn't you want something that will enforce that when you are dropping your children off, that folks aren't speeding through that area where there are children from kindergarten all the way up to high school age? I'm just curious. You know, with people sitting here going, oh, get them cameras. We don't need those cameras. Well, those cameras deter people from speeding. And even though speeding is not, watch this, a felony crime, speeding is still a crime. And watch this, speeding in a school zone with those children, if one of them children get hit and hurt, it does become felony, reckless endangerment, reckless, and it could turn into vehicular homicide, which is a crime, a felony crime. See, when folks say, well, these speeding cameras don't deter crime, what you mean? Speeding is a crime. If you are speeding, you're breaking the law. And by definition, if you break the law, you're committing a crime. Hold it. Okay, so somebody said, wait a minute. So Eddie said, shouldn't worry about cameras if the deeds are good. Eddie, I couldn't disagree with you one bit. I agree with you totally. I'm saying if you're not breaking the law, a camera don't bother me if I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't care unless I feel like that camera is intruding on my privacy in my humble abode. You know, hey, Brother Eddie said, protect the children at all costs. That's why people always scream. Yeah, that's what they scream until it's time to pay the piper. Because and listen, one of the biggest issues we have right now is these speeding cameras, which, watch this, which are deemed illegal if they are in a school zone. Now, listen to what I just said. I want y'all to listen, because many of y'all hear what is said, but I don't think nobody break it down to you. So let me break it down to you, not challenging your intelligence, but let me break it down to you as if you were a 2-year-old, because I had to sit back and really think about this last night. One of the reasons why I probably overslept, because I'm working on some projects, I'm studying. So folks are against speeding cameras in school zones. They say it is a money trap. Okay, that's what they say. They say it is a money trap. But those same folks will say protect the children at all costs. So watch what they say. We don't need a speeding camera at the school zone. We need an actual officer at the school zone. Well, if I'm reading the law right, even if the officer is at the school zone, he can't have a radar gun in his hand shooting radar. If I'm correct. And I might be wrong because I haven't really read the law that well, but I did read it well enough to know that the speeding cameras cannot be in a school zone. But the same folks will say protect the children. Okay, so do y'all know how many people speed through school zones, or how many people are distracted in school zones, or how many people don't pay attention in school zones? How many people don't even know what the school zone speed is because they didn't see the flashing lights or they saw the sign that said slow down to 20 miles an hour? And then they come flying through a school zone doing 40 or 50 and they hit a child, or if they hit your child, because seems to be we don't say nothing or we don't want to raise hell until it hits our house. I'm perplexed. I am completely perplexed and confused. Because if we're about what's best for the children, it's best that adults who are hurriedly trying to get to work or from point A to point B and sometimes have to drive through a school zone are held accountable and responsible should they go through a school zone that is supposed to be 20 miles or 25 miles an hour. I think it's 20 miles an hour, to be honest with you. And some school zones are less than that. And they go barreling through that school zone doing 40 or 50 miles an hour. But you don't want them folks held accountable. And then furthermore, and once again, let me go back to what I said about crime. Speeding is a crime. Speeding is not a felony crime. And I think sometimes we have been so innate to what crime is that we feel like misdemeanor crimes aren't crime. Crime is crime. Crime is crime. Crime is like sin. That's like when y'all try to quantify sin. Oh, I did bad, but I didn't do as bad as you. Baby, if you did bad, you sin. Sin is sin. Where's it at? Because y'all always want to crucify folks. In this book right here, it say sin is sin. No matter if it's high sin or if it's low sin. No matter if it's big sin or if it's little sin. All sin is sin and it has to be forgiven. Because if you don't ask for forgiveness, it shall be held against you when you stand before the man. Because if you sit there and say, oh, I can do this and I ain't got to ask for no forgiveness. It's a little sin. I told a little lie. I just did a little bad. I ain't got to do, they did it to me. I do it back to them. When you stand before God and they open up the book and say, oh, we need to address on this date, this situation, and you go, oh, but that wasn't really nothing. The Bible is clear. See, y'all don't read. So that's why y'all try to quantify stuff. Oh, they did this, and this. All I did was just this. I just did a little something. Wrong is wrong. Sin is sin. Crime is crime. If you speeding don't carry the same penalty or the same judicial precedence as murder, but it's still a crime. So if I tell you that speeding cameras deter crime, if that slows you down and you don't speed, guess what? Speeding is a crime. Y'all got to wake up. But y'all sit here and let these buffoons, because that's what they are, buffoons. You know, even with all my travels, all my education, I still mispronounce words, but I'm not a buffoon. My intelligence and my level of conversation and understanding of the situation, I am nowhere ignorant or buffoon. But y'all listen to some of the most ignorant, buffoonish people on this planet and try to give them the credit that they know what they're talking about because they can sit here and read a RS statute. Come on, man. Y'all got to wake up. Because they know how to Google information. Half of them ain't getting the information. Half of them being fed the information. They ain't even looking up the information. Somebody calling them and saying, because you're an influencer And because people are listening to you, let me tell you what you need to talk about. They not even looking the information up themselves. They got people in their ear telling them what to talk about. 28 minutes past the hour. We're almost at the bottom of the hour. Almost got 30 minutes left, y'all. Good morning to y'all out there. Welcome to JD Live. Hashtag Truth Be Told will be back tomorrow. We are getting ready to get into our road series. To be exact, we're going to be taking the road series to Florida. We're going to be taking it to Atlanta, Georgia. We're actually going to be taking it to Mississippi also. I see. We'll be in California. We'll be in Fresno, California soon too. Football season is back, y'all. You can catch me as you have for the last 17 years. I like what, Brother Eddie, I'm going to take something down and put something up. Hold on. I got to do that. Thank you, Brother Eddie, for what you just said. So, yours truly, Joe Dupree, in the building, but I got to put this up. Brother Eddie said something that is they're getting paid to influence. Yesterday, Sean P. and myself had a great conversation where we said y'all need to pay attention to the source of the information that you're getting and ask yourself, why are they saying what they're saying, and vet what they're saying. It is up to you, family. Everything I say, I get it from a source. And it makes me formulate my opinion about a situation or a subject. And then sometimes I find out that the source I got it from was corrupt and the data I got was not 100% correct. And as a man, I have to come on here and admit to it and raise my hand and say, you know what, y'all, after further review and looking at this situation, I was wrong. And I formulated an opinion off of information I got that was corrupt information. And I went out here and tried to make you see it the way I saw it, when actually I saw it from the wrong point of view because I didn't have all the information I needed to formulate the correct point of view from my point of view to even be engaged and talk about it. So sometimes what we wind up doing is talking about stuff that we have absolutely no idea really what's going on. And that's what we need to, as people say, STFU. So some of y'all bumping your gums and don't know nothing. You don't know civics. You don't know government. You don't know the law. And if you knew all the stuff that you claim like you know when you get on here, I infer that you go to somebody's law school, get you a law degree, and help either litigate these poor folks' situation and help things be better, become a judge, do something where you can bring about a change instead of being the gossiping Gussies and Gusses of the ghetto and getting on here for click, like, and share. I tried my best not to be dramatic today. But y'all got to get to a place where what you do brings about a change. Not what you do entertains folk to the point they say, oh, you better listen to so-and-so because he or she up there going off on folk. You going off entertaining people. Y'all acting like this is the modern day Coliseum and y'all the modern day verbal gladiators. Are you not yet entertained? Man, y'all got to get better. Got to get better. And if you are going to get on here, use this in a manner that really does our community good. And be man and woman enough to tell the truth about yourself when you make mistakes. Because some of us, I've done it. Got on here, gave out information, and after further review, what I said was completely wrong and out of line. And I need to raise I yesterday heard a person say, and this saddened me, because I had to let another person analyze what I heard to make sure I heard what I thought I heard. And since this person does this on a regular basis and gets paid to do this, person's a very good friend of mine. I said, let me analyze that. You got people out here convincing you that they have no malicious intent. Oh, I'm not mad at nobody. Somebody has listen what they say. Somebody has anointed me, appointed me, and adorned me to go after these corrupt politicians. And they don't tell you who. They don't tell you that God came in the room one day and said, you know what? Because what I do, I can tell you, I had a spiritual move that told me, hey, man, You need to get on here and start doing the show at this time, and do it this way. Now, mind you, I've been doing this. Not all of a sudden I figured out a way. And see, the problem is some of you figured out a way because you ain't nobody without this. You ain't nobody without these lives. So all of a sudden now you want to be relevant. I care less. I'm not trying to be relevant to anybody. I'm just trying to speak the truth that I was told to speak. So with that being said, good morning, Frank Garrett. How you doing, my brother? With that being said, I want y'all to really get this. So you get these folks that get on here and they try to, and a lot of them have thousands of followers. And I respect that, but and listen, I always tell people, y'all respect the one that got shot. I always respect the shooter. Y'all will catch that at a later date. But then they get on here and try to tell you that somebody, they never tell you who. They never say, well, God told me to get on here and expose these folks. They never say that. They never say that. But then yesterday I heard a person say, I'm going to keep doing what I do until I get what I want. I'm going to keep doing what I do until I get what I want. Didn't say I'm going to keep doing what I do until the community gets better. Didn't say I'm going to keep doing what I do until we get justice. I'm going to keep doing what I do until I get the results I want, until I get what I want. That sounds very vindictive. Well, look like I do have a little help from my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Look like we get ready to change the tone here at 35 minutes after. We might get in on this Working Out Wednesday, a little sports. Our brother, Elijah Dixon in the building with sports. Good morning, Elijah. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing today, Joe?
Man, I slept. Damn, bro, that pillow hugged me and I hugged the pillow back.
There's nothing wrong with a little sleep. Nothing wrong with a little sleep, man.
Hey, man. So I decided that, because somebody has been trying to convince me, and let me give up big props to my brother in New York City. Two people, one person in New York, my man Skip. I'm only gonna give first name because y'all be quick to try to Google a person and try to get my little contacts and then say, hey, help me do my podcast. Now, Skip in New York, Joe in North Carolina have both been telling me, man, you need to do a 2-hour podcast. The first hour needs to be hashtag truth be told. The second hour needs to be JD Live. I have been fighting that with all with all that I am, all my being. But today kind of made me say, well, maybe they might have a point and I might need to revisit that. But good morning. What are we looking at in sports, brother?
Let's get into, first and foremost, your Steelers, man. Cameron Hayward. He's already he's already back at the table trying to get a new deal. Last year he did sign for a deal with the Steelers to stay there. I want to say it was probably around, don't quote me, let me look at it. I want to say it's less than what he's asking for now. So last year he overperformed, had an all-pro season. I think he had like 8 sacks, and he's seen that Chris Jones make $14 million a year. So after 1 year, not finishing out his contract, after 1 year, he's already saying he wants to be paid $15 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? He didn't go through his whole contract yet. He didn't go through his whole contract.
Pay the man.
Pay him?
Pay the man.
Why you say that?
Just pay the man. Hey, if the Steelers are going to be a Super Bowl caliber team, it in my humble opinion starts with what always made the Steelers who they are, Steel Curtain. Pay the man. Pay the man.
It's just tough. I'm gonna tell you why. I think because 8 sacks, and I think he did really well last year, and he's 36 years old. 8 sacks, 12 for loss, 35 in total. But I'm sorry, 71 for total. But I think that you know how the NFL is. To me, the NFL stands for not for long, and I think that I don't know if they're going to pay him or not, but they got a Super Bowl winning, a Super Bowl contending team around him. So I think Cameron Hayward.
Hey, and because it's not for long, pay the man. Let the man get what he need to get, where he can get gone when he chooses to get gone. Listen, Elijah, how old are you again, Elijah?
30.
30? 30. So you're old enough to be my son. So if I was a father right now talking to a son, here's what I would say. Son, this is a different time than when I was 30 years old. And just like I would tell you, where when I was 30 years old, I think I was working for ESPN when I was 30 years old. And I would say the following: if you get a chance to work where I was working, go in and negotiate your contract totally differently than I did back then, because it's different times. It's different times, man. And that's the problem with most critics, most folks, when they throw their opinion, their opinion has a timestamp on it. That's why sometimes younger folks look at older folks when we talking like we crazy. That's why y'all tilt y'all head like, what are y'all talking about? Because literally what we're talking about is how it was when we were your age, not realizing that we're not your age now, and it's a different day. And that's why y'all tilt y'all head. I finally figured it out. And that's why I stopped talking crazy around young folks. Because sometimes that's why young folks tilt their head with old folks. Because they like, do you not understand? This ain't, we ain't at the back of the bus no more. We ain't at the back of the bus. We ain't walking down the street singing, we got to overcome. We ain't getting, they ain't sicking dogs on us. And God bless that they sick dogs on y'all. But they ain't sicking them on us. Now they doing it totally different. They deploying the National Guard into our cities, talking about, hey, we got some dogs for y'all, right? We got some heavily armed dogs for you. So it's a different day, and it's a different way of coming at things. And when it comes down to these professional sports, do you not understand? I looked at something and I had to just laugh. Do this. I tell people, do this to entertain yourself. Go and Google what a house and a car cost the day that you were born, in comparison to what they cost now.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I can see that, and I don't know, man, because you negotiated and you signed already, and that's the thing that kills you. Because like if you'd waited,
you ain't gonna hurt these owners. Hold it, these owners are listen. The NFL owners are multi-billionaires. I want y'all with a B. I don't know an owner in the NFL that's probably not a billionaire. They don't want to talk about that. Are damn near close. When I say damn near close, damn near close. Most owners in the NFL are multi-billionaires with a B. They have immense wealth that generations will be wealthy off the wealth they have accumulated. Multi-generation. Hundreds of years of wealth. Eons for those who talk in that type of language of wealth. And we over here talking about a contract for how much again? 15 million?
15.
Pay the man.
And then Anthony Richardson, he lost his job. I know I'm very short today, Joke. I gotta go.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Hold on. Add me a ring onto this at the end of this. I know some of y'all don't know how this look, but look, that's 2. Hold it. I think that's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, add me. Okay. No. Add me a ring, please. Keep going, Elijah, before you have to go in 4 minutes.
And then you got Anthony Richardson, who lost his job, the quarterback for the Colts. This year they signed last year they did sign Daniel Jones to the roster. But this year they had an open competition between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. And all offseason, all you heard was Anthony Richardson was the guy, Daniel Jones. But even though it was a competition, whatever. So recently they came out and said Daniel Jones won the job. They can't. Anthony Richardson said he has to respect the decision, but his agent went on to say, and I'm just paraphrasing, trust will have to be restored because they basically were saying that it was Anthony Richardson's job, and he feels some type of way about it. But this is the same quarterback last year who took himself out of a game because he said he was tired. So I had a question for you. No matter what, do you feel like just because somebody said you got something that you don't have to, that's a guarantee for you, especially in a competitive field like the NFL?
Life, sports, every day, rent is due. Rent is due. When I wake up every morning to do this podcast, rent is due. Rent was late this morning. Didn't mean it wasn't due. And it was due with a penalty because I'm looking at the numbers. The numbers ain't what they normally are in the morning because rent was late this morning. See, there is a cost to do these things. And in life and in you got to have the philosophy that rent is due and it's got to be paid. And if it's not paid, evictions will be given. Because somebody else will come and take that spot because that spot is rented. That spot ain't on. That job is rented. That job ain't on. And if you ain't in the philosophy that you're going to pay your rent and try to pay your rent before time, not on time, but before time, rent is due. But when rent is late, somebody going to give you an eviction notice and somebody else going to wind up renting that spot.
You're lying, Joe.
With that being said, you got 1 minute left, and I want to throw this in. How are you feeling about the depth chart over there at the Cleveland Browns? Shedeur is still number 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's still number 4? I thought
he's still number 4. He's still number 4 on the depth chart.
To be honest with you, I don't know. But I feel like if he makes, I hope he makes the roster because I don't think Joe Flacco is one guy that he would be a douche to Shedeur. I think he would let him learn as much as he can, and who knows? He'll probably take Joe Flacco's spot midweek to later in the season. Who knows? But I hope that Cleveland Brown give him a chance because he did get hurt. He hurt his oblique. He hurt himself performing well in that first preseason game. We didn't get a chance to see preseason number 2, but hopefully we get to see him in number 3. And let that be what that need to be. Like, if that's his spot to be on the team or not. I'm up and down about it. I just think that I think they gave it to Joe Flacco because he was the most experienced and what he brought to the table last year, for other teams. But I think that if Shedeur makes that roster, I think he'll still be in good hands for the simple fact that Joe Flacco is not. I don't think he's a douche. I think he's going to be somebody like, okay, you want to learn it? Here it is. Because not a lot of people's going to tell you or teach you how to take their job. That's not happening. But I think that Joe Flacco is one of those guys that can, because he's been a backup, he's been a starter, he's been a Super Bowl champion. He knows what he needs to do, and I think that he will be a lending hand to Shedeur in a lot of ways. So I hope that Shedeur gets his opportunity soon.
You got the top 3, 10 minutes of fire and funk. My man, Elijah Nixon with sports. Tell him about the Fist Take and get on up out of here, brother. Talk to me.
The Fist Take podcast, we will have some episodes recording today, but we're going to drop them soon. Can't wait for you guys to see it. We have some interviews coming in, and then we got a lot of live streaming doing. So during Monday Night Football, some weekly games of Wednesdays and Thursdays of college, we're going to be live streaming. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because we got a lot of things coming up this football season. So I want to say thank y'all for the support already. If you have, thank you for the likes, shares, and comments. Thank you for being on this podcast, Joe. And I appreciate you forever.
Hey, man, you my brother. Elijah Nixon and sports. He up out of here. I'm back, family. I'm Bizak. With 14 minutes of funk left for you. Listen, family. So where we were at, we were having conversations, and I see what Frank Garrett said, many a times because of our age differences. Because I have no shame in my game. 58 years old. Headed towards 60 years old. I don't feel nowhere close to 60. Nowhere close. Physically, nowhere close. Mentally, because I feel like people who are 60 in their 60s should be elders. I am understanding now, I am at a point in my life that there is a shift in my philosophy. But you have to understand that many a times you formulate your argument or where you're at from where you're at. That's why I tell folks, it's hard for you to sit down with a person because every day I go to work, I drive through a place called Evangeline Thruway. And on Evangeline Thruway, there's always panhandlers and peddlers holding up signs saying, I'm homeless. Can you give me $1? Can you spare some change? Can you give me something to eat? Now, I could pull my vehicle over, get out and sit with that person for 2 or 3 hours and have some financial conversation about wealth building. I can. I'm pretty sure they'll have something to say. But the question is what they're saying credible? Is what they're saying usable? Because if it is, Why haven't they used it to get off that corner with the sign saying I'm homeless? See, you got to start asking yourself, and no offense, I have to say this. I have to say it. I'm not going to ask a person who's living in government housing how to get a mansion, because eventually, if they can give me good, solid advice on how to get a mansion, they would be done got themselves out of government housing into said mansion. Now, I said what I said, and y'all can come on. I don't care. I wish you would. I wish you wouldn't come on here and try to say, oh, he's talking bad about people in government housing. Baby, please, I've been poorer than any of y'all. I have been poorer than any of y'all. Because it is documented. My day one, your day one was nothing like my day one. So don't come in here with some sob story about, oh, he's trying to bash us because we're on government assistance. No, I'm not. Government assistance is needed and necessary when those are going through hard times. It's just not supposed to be a permanent solution. I'm mad at y'all who have been on government assistance for 20, 30, 10, 15 years. What's wrong with y'all? Do y'all just feel good? Oh, it's good. Hold it. Give me $25 rent or mortgage and watch me become a multi-millionaire within 1 year. Watch it. Man, I'm going to tell you like it needs to be told. And I dare you, call me out by name and saying I'm coming at y'all because y'all living in Section 8 housing and on government assistance, and watch me rip you a new butthole verbally. Because I'll tell you to your face, no, I don't have a problem with nobody who fell on hard times and has to depend on the system to help get them back up on their feet. Because that's what it's designed for. But it's not designed for you to stay there forever. And some of y'all like Cardi B, y'all just want to be there forever. And then you want to be the person to give me advice on wealth management, on government, on laws, on how to do things better. Baby, please get your ass out the situation you in. Use your conversation to elevate your situation. Good morning, Brother Donald Broussard. Oh, guess who's Bizak? Oh, I popped up on y'all like toast. Yeah. Hey, you see what my shirt say? Hey, you a paper chaser? You got that block on fire, remaining the G until the moment you aspire. Come on, family. We got to do it for ourselves. Listen, I said it yesterday. I say it again today. Check the source of your information. Check the intent of the information you've been given. Ask yourself, why is this person telling you what they're telling you? Is it really for your betterment, or is it to put you in a position that you don't like a certain person, place, or thing? And if you don't like that person, place, or thing, who benefits from you not liking that person, place, or thing? Do you benefit, or do they benefit? Or do the people they connected with benefit from it? Y'all got to start vetting these situations and ask yourself, what's in it for me? 9 minutes to the top of the hour. Welcome to JD Live. Welcome to JD Live, baby. And we live, baby. We live. Hashtag Truth Be Told will be back tomorrow at its regular time. 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. We are getting ready to get the road show started as we make our way to Atlanta, Georgia. This year, we will be in Atlanta, Georgia. We will be in Fresno, California. We will be in Mississippi. We will be at either Daytona, Jacksonville, or Tampa, Florida. That is yet to be seen where we will be. But we will be in Florida, family. And we will be in New Orleans for the Bayou Classic. And let me put it out there. Let me just go solo bolo with it. Let me add this to the stage. Let me do that. Yeah, because the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves is back. Yours truly, along with Todd Sterling. Todd has been doing this for over 20 years. Started back with Coach Pete Richardson, the SWAC Hall of Famer. Pete Richardson, the dean of the SWAC. I have been with Todd now for going on over 15 years. Started with Todd with Coach Stump Mitchell. have been a part of the Jaguar football show with whoever the coach was since then. So we're back giving you all the information, everything Southern University Jaguars. And we kick it off this weekend with the SWAC MEAC Challenge, which will be going down in Atlanta, Georgia, broadcasted live on A. It is 7 minutes to the top of the hour. Family. I'm glad that I was able to come on here. Thank you to Elijah for coming on and giving us some sports to break up the monotony of the conversation. As I started off, I tell you, I see so much on social media. I see so much drama. I tell you, I wake up every morning when I go down my social media timeline. I tell you, in the back of my head, all I hear is, with so much drama in the LBC, kind of hard be double G. But somehow, some way, keep coming up the funky ass fish every single day. There's a lot of drama on our timelines, y'all. You got to somehow, some way, keep it pushing. You got to somehow, some way, elevate your conversation over all the noise. You got to somehow, some way, better yourself. And not only better yourself, but better your family, and better your street and your community and your city and your state and your nation. Because guess what? It all starts with one person who unselfishly sacrifices everything to begin to elevate us and put us in a position where we can begin to say, yes, we can. You know, sadly, as I said earlier in this podcast, you got too many folks, if you listen to their conversation is all about what they want. Not what the community needs, not what the community wants, but they want you to if they hate them, they want you to hate them too. It ain't about let me give you the following facts and let you make your own mind up about how you feel about this situation, this subject, or this individual. No, if I hate them, I want you to hate them too. You have people who have on live said clearly, not that they want to expose individuals because they are doing whatever I am accusing them of and I can prove it. No, they say very clearly, I'm going to get the result I want because I got beef with these people. And these people will never be right in my eyes. And that's why you keep on getting issued L after L after L after L, because here's why you're losing. You're losing because you have never once sit there and said, wait a minute. I'm really entertaining a lot of folks, but I'm talking loud and I ain't saying nothing. Because once again, if it's really about the children, if you're really concerned about the children and the betterment of the children, there's no way you can be against any type of deterrent system that will slow people down in a school zone. I'm confused about that, even from the state level and the attorney general. I'm like, wait a minute, why all of a sudden now it's illegal to have speeding cameras in school zones if we're concerned about the kids? Because speeding cameras will deter people from speeding, and speeding is a crime. Do you want me, since y'all so quick to read RS statutes, why don't y'all read the RS statute on speeding? Hold on. On speeding. Yeah. Maybe I need to find the RS statute. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the statute on speeding. Speeding. Yeah. Stop and frisk, search warrants, force, arrest. I don't have it in this book. I don't see speeding. Warrants, domestic violence, seizing property, victims' rights. No. And the Louisiana Constitution. No, I don't have it in this book. I'm gonna find out what book has the state law on speeding. Because when you break the law, that's a crime. Might not be a felony crime, but that's a crime. See, that's the point. Once again, like the sin. But when people go, well, the Bible say You're not supposed to kill nobody. That's a sin. It does. The Bible says also you ain't supposed to lie. That's a sin too. Oh, but I just told a little white lie. That's a sin. Per the book. That's a sin. So you can't go before God and done did a whole bunch of little white lies and say, well, God, you know, they were just little white lies. I didn't have to really, did I really have to ask for forgiveness? Because this dude over here killed 20 folk. He killed 20 folks and asked God to forgive him for the 20 people he killed. And by the word of God, God said he forgave him. You did 20 million little white lies and ain't asked for nothing. And then you wondering how he got in and you on the outside. You didn't read the book or follow the instructions because you too busy trying to be Mr. or Mrs. Click, Like, and Share. Y'all better wake up. Better wake up. 1 minute to the top of the hour, y'all. It's almost 8 o'clock in Southwest and Central, South Central Louisiana. Yours truly, Joe Dupree, 100 BLK, the Black Station. You can check us out at www.the100blk.com. I'm here to tell you this. Begin hanging around folks who won't tell you what to think or how to think, but they will tell you you need to begin to think. And however you think has to benefit first you, not me. Hang around folks who want to elevate you and see you do better, even if you doing better makes you do better than them. Stop hanging around folks who are counting your pocket, who are telling you, I want you to do good, just don't do better than me. Hang around folks who, when you talk to them about the accomplishments that you did in your life, it don't sound like bragging because they got more than you anyway. Woo, let me get ready to get up out of here, y'all. Listen, Linda, listen. Top of the hour, be better today than you were yesterday. And do something today to bless somebody some way that no matter what you do, that when you release it to them, you're not expecting anything back. You release it freely. Always remember that there is no secret what God can do, what he has done for others, willingly can do. Because when God is with you, I promise you, nothing, no one can stand against you. Have a great Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Be blessed. We'll be back tomorrow. Turn up Thursday. Turn down for what? JD Live. # Truth Be Told. Will be back tomorrow at this regular time. Nothing but love for y'all. I'm up out of here. Peace.